Hey, so I have put up on my feed that I went to Fabrictopia Tuesday, just gone. And I hadn't been there before. I've been to Warehouse Fabrics. I've been to Fabric DFW, Fabric Mart, and there's another store next to the left of that one. I think it's Petra's Fabrics. They've renamed that store, so it used to be called something else, but Petra's Fabric. But I never, because when I park, I normally run into my Warehouse Fabrics, and I've tried to condition myself before I go to Warehouse Fabrics to try the other stores, because I Warehouse Fabrics are my favorite. So I never get as far to the left as I'm pointing my hand. I never get to as far to the left where there's two more stores, fabric stores. Anyhow, I got there Tuesday, and that's all I got. I didn't get to go to any other store because I was spent by the time I got out of. And really, my videos that I did really don't do the place justice at all. Sadly, my camera died because my phone died, because for some reason I went there with a dead phone, much to my husband's annoyance. Isn't that right, Daryl? He's ignoring me now. I said it's a big annoyance to you when my battery of my phone runs down. Yes. Anyhow, so I posted on my video there this morning, I asked a question: which of the fabrics did I choose? There were so many. There were really so many nice fabrics. And when I started my search, I couldn't really see prices. And I don't have a lot of time, so that's why I haven't put any makeup on this morning. I've already done my morning shift, so this, this is on the go. This is live, people. So the fabric that I picked, that I gave a little spy of, it wasn't actually from that big roll, because I couldn't even, with everything that I had in my hand, I couldn't pull out that roll. But I found it on another section where it was after my camera lost its battery. But this is what I picked. Now, this is, the people in the store couldn't tell me what this fabric was, but I just love the colors. Today is our first dull day here in Dallas. But this popped. I loved the blue one, but it was a much denser fabric, more, not a canvas quite, but between a cotton and a canvas, that kind of felt like. And I just thought I want something flowy, because I did make preparations to go fabric shopping on Tuesday, after I had taken my husband to his appointment over that side. We're not very rarely over that side of Dallas. And so I had come to my stash of patterns. Love this. I've been wanting to make those for a long time. Nice cute little sweater top. I have this. I think I paid $1.99 for this in Hobby Lobby last 2 years ago maybe. I have intentions to make these, especially these tanks, but life gets in the way. And here we have McCall's M7974, which could be a contender for this print here, but I have something else also. I knew they had trim in that store, and I specifically brought this dress to kind of get an idea of what kind of trim I would like to get, but then the fabric took over. And this here was the dress, was the pattern that I have in my mind. I could see this here pattern in my mind when I went. So specifically thinking of that pattern, if you look at it looks like a shirt dress, But when you look up, see how the neck is just beautiful, very feminine. I like that. I like that. And nice little cinch in at the waist. Here's the drawings. So that's McCall's M7925. I believe these were all $1.99 in Hobby Lobby a couple of weeks back. But I like this. I like the flow of this on the model, whereas when you see it on the, you know, these cartoons, I call them, we don't get the idea of the flow and the volume that we kind of see on the model. My intention is to make this, but these tiers, I do have to take off a considerable amount of length off them, but I do want this. I definitely want this. I may have to shorten this because I'm only 5'2", and I want the tiered effect, because that's what we're getting here, all here, which is where the volume is. I don't need volume on my hips because today they measure 46. I'm really happy because last week they measured 47. So that's a good sign. I've lost an inch off my waist as well. But weight fluctuates up and down with me. So that was my pattern. When I went to my hips, I've told you, were 46. And on the pattern size here, the hips, the measurement here for 46 is to cut out a 22. When we look at the 22 for yardage for the D dress, because I want sleeves, so this is the D dress, I want sleeves. For the D dress, size 22 hips, they want, it's a 60 inch wide, and they want you to get 4.5 yards to make that. When I go to start cutting out my fabric, I normally hack it down. I make it up and then I have to hack it down to between a 16 and an 18. And I haven't quite figured out what's going on with these measurements. But when you look at the finished garment measurements, so I would be a 46 in the hips, the 48, we'll say go with the bust line. The bust line, I'm a 42 bust, and their finished size of 43.5 is a size 18. So you see, I'm not really far off. The hips I can't see, the back length I can see. Measurement at hip line, yeah. So the 46 finished is going to be an 18, so I will need to consider giving scaling up to the 20, not the 22. So they're the finished measurement sizes. So I'm going to cut out for the bodice, I'm going to cut out the 18. For the hips, I'm going to cut out the 20. So I will graduate that to where that needs to be on my pattern, rather than make it up as a 22 and start from there. So that's what I'm going to do. So that was my choice of fabric. Here it is again. And I think that will be a very nice, I've lost, there it is. That will be very nice, don't you think? Let me know, please let me know what you think in this. And feel the swooshiness of it. I don't know, can you hear? There'll be a swoosh in that. Now they did tell me there that it's like a polyester, but it kind of has like that peachy texture here. And of course you could pair it with any shoe at all. I don't think I really will need anything because I'm in Dallas, and I won't really need, unless I'm in a air conditioned space for long. And there is a belt on there. Oh, there's a belt. Yeah, so we're going to go with that. I actually, how many did I buy of this? I think I bought 3 yards of this. Let me see. So how to know your yardage. So from your thumb to this shoulder, that's 1 yard. hold it, 2, 3, and maybe a quarter. We've got 3 1/4 there, maybe a little more than a quarter. So that's what we're going to make with this. When we're going to get an opportunity to do that, who knows? But let me show you what else I bought while I was there at Fabrictopia. So I had brought this dress pattern along as well. So we're coming, it's November, and I brought this along not realizing, see, I didn't study the pattern as best as I should have. So it's backless. I'm 52 years old almost. I don't need to be doing backless. So I have this, and I was thinking, okay, because I want to get more organized in my sewing. I only have a small space that I live in. Anyhow, I thought, you know, it's winterishy, feely, if you could call it that here in Texas. So this here, this little lace, I thought, because I am making the sleeves, and I thought that would be lovely sheer sleeves, and I don't have a lot of time, and I was really under pressure. So I could see this. Here's a lovely floaty dress with sleeves. The fabric enough would do the justice. This kind of looks like a gauzy, linen-y kind of fabric that we're looking at here, and of course the gingham here. So I was thinking this feels like a cottony lace. It's not stretchy at all. There's no stretch in it whatsoever. And this was $5.99 a yard. This one here was $7.99. This was $7.99 or $6.99. We'll say $6.99. Yes, because when I counted it as 7. So it's $6.99, $5.99 for this. And this was with all of these stretch laces, and again my camera had died, I'm sorry about that. So, and I wanted the girl there, she sent me over to the stretch lining, but I didn't want that. I wanted to keep it cool, and so I reached for this, and this is called, it's not a lawn, it's not a lawn, but it's a lining. Oh crumbs, then the thing just escapes me there. That was $3.99 a yard. So I thought that will go well. That will go well with this. Oh, let's see the back of it. So see here. Let's see. So it's nice. It'd be a nice little dress. So when I got home and I realized, oh, that's backless. I don't want a backless dress, even though it's Texas still. But I'm the age I am, I don't want backless. That's not pretty for anybody. And I had bought 3.5 of the lace, which is a 54 width. So I went, this was the first dress that I picked up in my stash that I wanted to make. The Zimmerman, you know, is all over the web right now, and I love this one. And I thought I could make this length for me. You know, obviously it's too long for me if I made it up there, so I'm going to have to shorten the length. But it will, you know, this is the length I'm going for with the sleeves in this, and I think that'll be spectacular. So there's quite billowy sleeves as well, but I'm going to do the plainer sleeve, and it's got all this nice detail, so I think that will be very pretty, very chic. even though I'm short, these kind of waistlines do look good on me, but I probably will have to shorten the length of the waistband for me, because I don't have a lot of waist I'm short in the torso, you see. So I'm going to have to adjust that and just have maybe 2 buttons rather than it's showing 3 there. I'd have to do that for that. So then I showed you I went with a plan. I showed you these McCall's 8292. I just think they are gorgeous. And I need navy pants for work. There's my drawings there. I need navy pants for work. And as we're in Texas, tight jeans and Texas are unbearable. They're unbearable. And as I'm a curvy girl, I wanted to get something with a little bit of stretch. Now, on this pattern, it calls for a linen, a chambray, stable knit, which was surprising to me. Stable knit and a lightweight twill. So I figured, you know, a bit of denim, a nice navy classic denim. So I went with this. You can see the stretch. Let me see. Nice bit of stretch in that. There's a 4-way stretch in that actually. I just tested the width waist, but there's stretch even in the length. So I'm going to make those up, and the pattern, remember I have 46 hips today. I'd like them to be a little bit smaller. We're working toward it. The waist, the hip, 46, so 22, make it up in the 22, but then the finished garment measurements on the waist, so I'd be a 20 there. I wish they gave the hips the finished hip measurement. Why don't y'all give the finished hip measurement? But they don't. So it has a nice little detail here, the little scooped yoke and then the gathering. So it's going to look, hopefully it's going to look really pretty. When I'm making up pants, I make them up way too big. So I'm really going to trace out the pattern according to my measurements. I'm going to try and get them to match, cut out the paper and really cut out the whole thing in paper and see how that, because paper is cheap as chips, and going to see how that looks, because I'm so tired of making up clothes and hacking them for myself. It doesn't happen when you're making clothes for other people, because you can get their measurements better. It's just when I'm doing them for myself. So and if the people will come and get measured and try on and do all that, life is good. But if they don't and you're trying to wing things, that's where you run into problems. So like I say, this was the one I went for, and I really can't wait to make that up. And this would be good all year round, I think, you know, especially on dull rainy days. Throw this on. It would make a nice little jacket as well for running to the car, you know, in the rain. We do get lots of rain in Dallas, in Texas. The colours are just so much fun. We need fun. Life is too crazy right now. It's hard. So anyhow, I hope you had a good time. Oh, I have one more. So I had this pattern because I have bought a few knit fabrics, but I had to get this. It's like a velvety stretch suede-ette looking. It's pretty. It's probably not the best color for me, so we'll have to have lots of bronzer if I decide to wear makeup the day I have this. But I was thinking, I only bought a yard and a quarter of this because it's 60 wide, and I'm going to make up this little one here. because I'm okay with the arms. I've been working out. Not this last 2 weeks, I've been too busy. But I'm okay with my arms. I've no bat wings yet. For 52, we're doing okay. That's muscle. We're doing good. And yeah, so that's the drawings here. So a yard and a quarter should, a yard really should make that up. So see what that looks like. And I have a few projects on the go with pants, so I need tops now for myself. Okay, that was it. That was everything. I'm thinking as well, this was cheap. This was like $3 or something, $3.99 maybe. It was really inexpensive. That's why I said, right, we're going to have a mess with that. Anyway, I'll let you see how it all turns out. Have a great day.